Gen.Muhoozi okufuuka Vice President wa Uganda mbikuulidde mu maaso awo sooka owulizeewo omukyala ng'abikunnyula tumali tweyongereyo.
Make Muhoozi Gaba, the CDF, the son of Museveni, the vice president, because naturally
Alright, gwe munankyukakyuka ali eyo yeerotolodde eggwanga Uganda naawe wali mu Uganda okugambye si birungi. Omukulu Gen.Muhoozi Gaba akigambye okubeera nga mu gavumenti egenda okubeera nga erondebwa mu mwaka guno oba mu myezi egijja mu maaso awo abagenda kumufuula CDF at the same time bamufuule VP mba ntegeeza Vice President wa Uganda nga President wa Cameroon we yakikoze ambikuletedde maaso awo n'omukyala agenda kubeera nga abikunywera. Vidiyo njagala ogiwa obudde ogiwulize bulungi. Kyamanyi vidiyo abasinga mwagirabe naye nga yeno part oba part eno eri very important temwasobodde kubeera nga mugiwa amatu ate nga nje mulina okukola ki okuwa amatu. Nyongera bajjukiza vidiyo mugimpereka like pomaze subscribing aho wegette ku mukutu gwe guno wuno ng'abikunywera tumale tweyongere ne Fred Lumbuye mu maaso awo.
Right, or they will somehow make Muhoozi Gaba, the CDF, the son of Museveni, the vice president, because naturally when a president is absent, the vice president is designated or is in the works to be president or acting in the meantime until the actual president is back to office. Same thing in where Paul Biya comes from, the president who has been on for over 40, maybe 50 years, Paul Biya. I don't know if he has seen what's happening to Uganda or other places, but apparently there was talk about his life or his end life and things. And they decided that they should choose a vice president so that if something happens to him, that person takes over. So strategically, he has chosen his son. The same script is what they're trying to bring to Uganda to have documentation that indeed Muhoozi Gaba will become the vice president, such that if his father does not come out of coma or whatever he's having right now, that the current vice president, Alupo, is shoved off to the side, which they will do without any concern, because they really don't care how anybody fares. Shove her to the side and instill Muhoozi somewhat by force, despite still being CDF, instill Muhoozi so that when May comes along, they will just, Museveni will not even be mentioned, okay? And somehow, whether the coup d'etat happens or not, they will slip in Muhoozi Gaba as the official president of Uganda. Remember, the steps that should be taken according to the Constitution have not been in place, because naturally, Alupo, who is the current vice president of Uganda, should be in line. In fact, as we speak right now, she should be acting president of Uganda. But because Alupo is not an official rundees of the quality that they like, because they know now that they're hanging on by a hair, okay? They know they've lost Uganda. In fact, many NRM leaders like the Amama Mbabazis, the Ndugus, all of those guys know for a fact, and have confirmed to Museveni, that they have lost control of the country. So what they want to do is forcefully instill Muhoozi Gaba. Museveni will not make it out of this. If anybody knows a stroke patient, coupled with dementia, coupled with old age and a failing system, because Museveni suffers from several conditions. He suffers from HIV, he suffers from diabetes, he suffers from low blood pressure. Now, coupled with a stroke at this age, it is going to be extremely, extremely difficult for him to pull through just to be alive as a human being, let alone exist as a functional president. And now that they know that, they're attempting every effort to try and make sure to put Muhoozi in that place before it's too late. Okay? So Janet Museveni is not here anymore. The next thing I want to talk about is the Pastor Kasirivu, who owns Gaba the school where the children were murdered. You know? Yes, Chiria, you're right about that. Museveni has to go. The owner of that school is a pastor. And for a long time, they've wanted the land where that school stands. Now, the other reason why they attacked that school, Maranatha High School, is because there is a relationship between one of the bloggers.
Ndowooza mumuwulidde bulungi nnyo Fred Lumbuye ne updates za maama Janet Kataha Museveni mu maaso wabikuleeta. Njagala omuwulirize bulungi oŋŋambe ebyaddala golowooza takitiiki gyali mu kubeera nga awa Bannayuganda naddala bali mu struggle okubeera nga bakozesa enaabeera very effective oba nedda. Sooka muwulirize eggwe munankyukakyuka.
Mu butongole akatambi katandise. Bannyabo ne bassebo tebayo omuntu yenna akukubira essimu akusindikira message okutiisatiisa. Oba munnabyabufuzi, oba wa poliisi, oba wa SFC, oba Mbega, oba Chairman Lusinga akutiisatiisa. Ng'okoze post yonna ku social media ng'odimandinga Janet Kembabazi gyali. Oyina constitutional right lwaki. One, oli minister, ffe tumuliisa, ffe tumunywesa, ffe tukola ki. Ate era abeera mu refugee camp mu nnyumba yaffe enkulu mwabeera. So omuntu gw'oliisa, gw'oyambaza, gw'osasula omusaala ng'ayina title ya first lady kiba kitegeeza Bannayuganda muvunaanyizibwako. So tebayo muntu yenna akutiisatiisa ng'omubanja. Olina eddembe libanja omuntu oyo either nga mufu oba nga mulamu. Mukitegedde bulungi nnyo kubanga constitutional right yammwe. So tebayo muntu yenna akutiisatiisa ng'obanja Janet. Oba mufu oba mulamu eyo constitutional right yo muyina omubuuza by all means. Akutiisatiisa manya nti oyo katengo awotuvuddewo.
Alright, omukyala guli mu kubeera ngulaba ku screen yo amanyikiddwa nga Thrones. Abannayuganda naddala bamu abali mu struggle bavuddeyo ne bamutabukira ne bagamba nti no alekerawo okubeera nga commentinga ku mukyala amanyikiddwa nga Alison Win oyo gwe tubatandisiza video ng'agamba nti oyo mukyala atambuza nnyo amawulire amakyamu ate nga ssaawa zino eno His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi yandibadde nga abeesingibwa mu kubeera nga kale mu information wa His Excellency Robert Kyagulanyi naddala mu struggle ate yandibadde nga ali compromised nnyo n'obulimba kubanga yaga manchino bana bakyala kitimanya adategeeza ne Fred Lumbuye embuno information gwe batambuza ali accurate ate abasinga bo bavudde ne bamutegeeza ne bamugamba alekera okubeera nga ayingira mu nsonga zitakula ki zatategeera. Soko muwulize tumaye tuyongereyo.
Good evening, Uganda. I want to show you a little bit of what I found on the platform. I wasn't able to do edit, but I will let you see and judge for yourself.
In truth, if something like this happened to children, you would think Janet Museveni would come out and speak about it. Because Muhoozi is not that smart, he hurt the area that would require his mother to come out and speak. But in any case, Salim Saleh and Muhoozi are now running the show. They're doing everything presidential or to pretend as if Museveni is actually present, but they're working from the same script of Museveni from way back when he came to whatever he's doing now, whether he's here or not, okay? So the children of Gaba were articulated or planned entirely by Salim Saleh, Muhoozi, Frank Mwesigwa, some SFCs, and Abbas Gaba. They all planned this at Serena Hotel. Serena Hotel is in Mutundwe, I believe. These plans were made by them to divert attention or divert conversation during this Easter period from focusing on Museveni and his wife being out of action, and also to bring certain laws that pertain to nursery schools or kindergarten schools for children. And the biggest deal was that they actually want the land where the school is located, which that would be somewhere around Gaba Community Church. The mafias, the Salim Salehs, the Muhoozis, and so on, would like to take over that land. I understand they don't like the pastor or the owner of that church, who built everything from ground up on his own. They also want to cause fear and intimidation, as always, amongst the people, because they're preparing for a few things. First of all, they're preparing for this coup d'etat. The other thing is they're trying to die down the limelight of His Excellency Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. The other thing is Museveni is witchcraft-centered. all his life, his coming to power, his existence, his bringing Janet into the Ministry of Education has gone with some loss of blood. As I said before, Museveni has destroyed lives of unborn babies to senior citizens in Uganda. In any way that he's able to do it, he has done it. He has done it through accidents. He has done it through actual murder. Museveni is documented cutting open a pregnant woman during the time when he was still in the bush and killing her, cutting her belly open. Museveni is documented by one of the survivors of the children who his witch doctor had requested that he gets unborn children from their mother's womb and sacrifice them somehow. This is something that he achieved successfully of two women, but one of them escaped and had this child in a foreign country, one of the neighboring countries.
Well, so this lady Winnie Allison, is claiming now, making all these salacious claims that voodooism, cutting open pregnant women in the bush to try and direct attention from, Chagulani, it's a lot of far-fetched. It's very far-fetched. So what she's saying is that they murdered 4 children to divert attention away from Janet Museveni and to stop talking about Robert Chagulani. That's what she's saying. And she's making these claims. Now, you can go to her page and listen to the rest of it. I just had enough. But that is a lot of the nonsense that is on this platform. It's propaganda. And I say to you, Uganda has a lot of problems, and this is one of them. When you start spreading all this misinformation, all these stories with no factual proof, none of it. She hasn't talked to anybody. I don't see them on her TikTok substantiating what she's saying, period. None of it. And so please, when you see videos like this, think twice before you believe it. Stop spreading it, because it's like a cancer. It grows so fast, so wild, that it's out of control.